What's up, good people? Watch the game sports. Subscribe to the channel. Share the videos. Gonna get right to it. NBA 2026 All-Star Weekend review. And college basketball is on the rise. A hot week coming up with college basketball. But, Penn,
Yeah.
maybe my expectations are too high. Maybe my standards are too high for the NBA. And maybe it's just straight up just me any damn. Just me. It's gotta be just me. Because the reviews on the game itself, I didn't catch too much. I know what happened on Friday, Saturday night, All-Star weekend, but I didn't watch that stuff on purpose because I wanted to focus on college basketball Friday and Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I didn't want to. I wanted to wait for the NBA All-Star game itself to cap off the weekend because that's what we needed. We needed a competitive All-Star basketball game, and the format was interesting. Stars, stripes, world format was interesting. I want to believe that the effort was there. Before I go any further, what's your opinion?
Yeah. From what I observed, they played hard. I mean, it was light years better than what we have been getting. I guess maybe the last handful of years. I mean, it didn't take much to see that, and I didn't watch, from start to finish. I just was tuning in just to see if they was gonna actually compete and play. It looked like they did that from the the portions of the game that I was able to see, but then it felt manufactured. Number one, because they had to do all this stuff to make it happen, and two, because this was the focal point of the conversation going into the weekend or into this All-Star game. They played hard, so it's like, can I really grade them for doing what they supposed to do? Like, this is what you're supposed to do. This is what it's kind of supposed to look like. We ain't asking you to play like Game 7 of the NBA Finals, but it's supposed to mirror this more oftentimes than not. And so for them to go out and do that, kudos to them. But I still like being a little bit of a skeptic. Like, yeah, everybody was talking about it, so y'all had to respond and y'all had to come out there. If we're not talking about it, and we're not pushing this narrative as the sports media, and I'm including us into that. What are y'all gonna do? What are y'all gonna play? How are y'all gonna play? What is All-Star Weekend gonna be? So I give it a B because we shouldn't have to make an uproar for the league to respond. This should be a given that they gonna at least compete, and that's why they losing a lot of, I think, viewers, because a lot of people saying like they don't play hard. They just wait to the playoffs to play, and they don't play no defense, yada yada yada. The criticism. So, but like I said, from when I tuned in to see just to see if they was playing, competing, they was doing that. So I give them a solid B for the All-Star game. I ain't gonna say for the weekend, just for the game.
Anthony Edwards came out with the MVP. Kawhi Leonard
It was cooking.
was probably one of the last additions to this All-Star game, being that it's played in his home arena. He played really, really well. Except for the final, the championship game, which was the Stars took the stripes out. And
The old heads had to play 3 games in a row.
yeah, well, yeah, maybe they were a little gassed. Not maybe, I'm pretty sure they were. But anyway, Anthony Edwards credited Wemby for setting the tone. And I can kind of see that. Wemby set the tone defensively, focused, so showed a lot of his skill set on the offensive end, inside and out. So I give it 3 stars. I give the entire weekend 3 stars. Damian Lillard injured all season, hasn't played all year.
I was just about to ask that. Has he played a game?
Walker walks away with the 3 point shootout trophy. Rashad Johnson, I think that's his name. Miami Heat won the dunk contest, and Jalen Brunson and Carl Anthony Towns win the Shooting Stars competition, along with former New York Knick Allen Houston. Um, I give the I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5 stars. Because the the games appear to be competitive. When you look at the scores, they were like a bunch of 1 and 2 possession games, with 1 possession game victories, except for the last one. Stars win in overtime 37-35 over the world team.
That was the first one.
And Anthony Edwards and Wimby got it going in that game. Stripes and Stars. Stripes beat the Stars. This was the older team with Kawhi and LeBron, and they beat the Stars 42-40. These were 12-minute quarters. Um, then the world team beat the world team lose to the Stripes 48-45. Final game was the USA Stars taking the championship game over the Stripes, um, 47-21. And with that score, it indicates that maybe, like you said, that the Stripes were tired. The older players were tired, gassed. But when they gave it their best effort, put on a good show. I'm gonna give them 3 out of 5. To be honest, I mean, I appreciate the effort, but going forward, I'm just going to focus on the conference finals, and occasionally I'm gonna keep up with the standings in the NBA just so I know what's going on. But I catch them in the conference finals. That's the way I'm leaning right now. College basketball is heating up. Um, but the interesting thing, I sent you if you can put that image up. You remember the image I sent you earlier of
Yeah,
that?
I couldn't get
Couldn't
it.
do it.
Yeah, but I
So
know something
the
like a court. Yeah.
the reason why I sent that to you was because I wanted to bring up the NBA, the dimensions of an NBA basketball court. If you watch the celebrity game, you can see that they have a 4 point shot, and the 4 point shot kind of eliminates the sideline um, of the sideline threes because the line extends out more. The reason why I bring this up because once again, I don't know if we can consider ourselves sports nerds, but Colin Cowherd
Uh huh.
and what's our guy name from Chicago? Um, the guy that went in from to Fox Sports One came out to
Oh,
Chicago radio.
Parkins.
Yeah, Danny Parkins. I listened to them immediately after this All Star weekend, and they were saying that Colin was saying that they should eliminate the corner threes, and that's the reason why I sent you that. What this would do was take the arc line and just extend it all the way to the sideline, and you have no corner threes. This is what Colin Cowherd was suggesting for the NBA in the future, so that you can get guys playing a little bit more in the mid range. It's a little experimental, and that's when Danny Parkins said that he would like for them to experiment with this rule during the in season tournament games. And I
Mm-hmm.
thought that was pretty interesting. I would think that would be the time to teeter with this, and that we could experiment with these in-season tournament games to see if that rule would affect the flow and the spacing. Most definitely gonna affect the spacing, and it's definitely gonna affect the shot selection. But what I think is with with the skill set of the players, shooting is more prevalent now. All five guys that you put on the floor can pretty much shoot. So, in my opinion, I think I said this before. Just get rid of all of the rules that take away defense. Get rid of the 3 second uh defensive that little lane thing they got because I'm tired of seeing the little guys go down the right down the lane and dunk and get the layups. Allow the post players, the big guys, allow them to protect the rim. And if we have a post player that can step out and shoot the three, then the coaches and players have a decision to make. You're either
Yeah,
going to guard the 3 point line or you're going to protect the rim. Allow strategy to happen. Because my fear with this is if you expand this 3 point line and take away the corner threes, is that the game is going to get gimmicky and it's going to look like a circus. And just allow the guys to play basketball, allow the coaches to coach, in my opinion. Now, if the guy's gonna step out and hit the threes, big guys, get out and guard him. Pick your poison. But if you don't have a big man that can shoot it, and he's out there shooting threes, they better hit them all. Else we're gonna sit back, we're gonna collect rebounds, we're gonna push pace, we're gonna get up the floor. Now, another thing, you can't influence, and we can't tell them how to play. We can't tell coaches how to coach.
right.
In my opinion, I like to see basketball where you got passing, cutting, and screening. All five guys touch the ball. Pick your poison. Where's the matchups? It might be low post, might be perimeter. Pick your poison. Get rid of all of these rules and take away some of the production. All the referees getting all in the camera, all in the video,
Dancing.
all of the game stoppage, and just get back to playing basketball. Okay, that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion, but that's what I would like to see going forward in the NBA. You have any suggestions that you would like to see in the NBA?
I would
Change of play.
I would double down on the defensive rules and all this. What is it? Freedom of movement crap that they got. Like let defense be more a part of the game. So strategy and strategic substitutions and moves are more part of the game. Because right now, and I say this, I have not been watching NBA basketball with a keen eye for the last 5 years. But when I turn it on, what I see is everybody playing the same. So if we can relax some of the defensive rules and then we can see different teams like, oh, Miami plays this way and the Bulls play this way, I think it creates more of an identity that fans could latch on to. And it's interesting to see, okay, well, how is Miami going to deal with playing, let's just pick a team, Phoenix, because they play like this. What's the matchup going to be right there? Right now, it's a 3 point shooting contest. It's a pick and roll 3 point shooting contest. And
Yes.
so if we can relax some of the defensive rules, if we can let people defend, I ain't saying bring a hand check back, but I think letting rim protectors protect the rim is a great start. I want to see the mid-range game come back. I like how Kawhi plays. He just don't ever play. I like how Paul George can get to this spot, but he just don't ever play. Like I like 3 level scores because there's different ways to put the ball in the basket depending on your strengths and your weaknesses. And the game, from my perspective, has just kind of totally taken that away. If you can shoot, if you got a burner, you can be in the NBA. And I bring up Duncan Robinson that played from the Miami Heat. He stole about $55 million. All he could do was shoot. He'll always be in
Yeah.
the league because he can shoot. Like you got to be,
Throwback guys like
yeah,
Steve Kerr, Steve Kerr, Craig Hodges, those
They were
guys.
specialists. Yeah.
Yeah, those guys were just straight up shooters. Craig Elo, I think, one of the guys back in the day. Um, you know, keep that chain of thought because I want to take out the time because this is ironic that we're talking about these rule changes, and right now I'm gonna send a shout out to my man Mike Wise Nora. I think Mike is in Florida now, but
Okay.
guess what? Mike is a retired Indiana high school basketball referee. You see this? That's very. Thanks for joining, Mike. I would love to know what Mike thinks about the rules and the way the game is played today. I would
Mike.
love to hear him talk about that. And
Yeah,
you know
Mike.
what? You know what? Since it's basketball season, Mike, I'm gonna call you out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get you on the show, Mike. We're gonna talk about it. So, Mike, hit me up. Hit me up if you would like to come on the show and let us know what you think about the game of basketball, the rules, and the way the game is played. Mike Wasnar, ladies and gentlemen, Indiana High School basketball referee, retired. I think he's down in Florida now, but I would love to catch up with him to hear what he thinks about the rules in the NBA, as well as the just overall state of basketball in general. But since he's a retired official for years, Mike has refereed girls and boys basketball state championship games. Big mentor to many referees today that's continue to keep this game going in the state of in Indiana. I'm so happy that he decided to. Well, he's watching us today, but I'm gonna call y'all, Mike. If you want to come on, man, hit me up. Hit me up. Hit me up. Hit me up. But like I said, keep that train of thought. But I like my sports with variety.
Yeah. Exactly.
I can appreciate a no hitter. I can appreciate a pitching duel. I can appreciate in baseball. I can appreciate a timely hit, a timely home run when you got a couple guys on base. But if we sit back and we watch the baseball game and everything went out the yard, it wouldn't be too interesting.
Right. Some
Okay.
teams from manufacturing runs and play small ball, steal bases.
Yeah.
Like you got variety.
Love to see variety.
Yeah.
In football, I want to see a football game consist of some spectacular offensive plays, some really good defensive plays, and some big time plays on special teams. I just like variety in my sports. I like to see all phases at a high level, and I don't want to see the rules tint one way or the other to the other side, be it offense or defense. And I know with football, there's safety and all that stuff to consider, and I understand that. But I just think that in this day and time of we've put the entertainment in the sports, we've taken the fundamentals out, and especially with basketball, the entertainment is a little bit over is went a little bit overboard. Um, Football is more of a safety thing. Baseball is has figured some things out when you talk about speeding up the game with the pitch clock and stuff like that.
They don't have
And
the
I
playoffs.
think they shorten the game. Say that again.
I don't think they have the pitch clock in the playoffs though, which is kind of. I think they should keep it year round. Like, why you wait to the playoffs and then let the pitcher
Yeah.
have all day to throw
Yeah,
it?
well, I think that's more about the 162 games, shortening those games, and then once you got the viewers for the playoffs, I mean, we got you now. You know what I'm saying? But I understand where you're coming from. But I think the pitch count is more about the 162 games where people can actually go to a game or watch a game on television, and it may not take 3 or 4 hours.
Right.
Now, don't get me wrong. There are some times when you can get some extra inning games and get double for your money, and I wouldn't mind that either. But I remember in days when there have been some Cub games that have ended. I think those were playoff games, if I'm not mistaken. Ended at 12 and midnight, stuff like that. But you get it. I think that the pitch count, the pitch clock is um is there to speed the games up throughout the course of 162 games. That's just what I think. But anyway, yeah,
Yeah, but yeah, like we was just saying, variety, man. Like he, every team in the NFL does not play the same.
yeah,
You have well balanced teams. You have teams that lean on defense, like i.e. the Cleveland Browns. They had an all world defense, couldn't do nothing on offense, but people still tuned in to see if Miles Garrett was going to get the sack rate. What was Shador going to do as the quarterback? Like it's different things that will pull you in to watch the game. But again, just I haven't been locked in on NBA in about the last handful of years.
yeah,
Everything just looks cookie cutter and everything just looks the same.
yeah. Another thing too, I've said this before. I'm gonna say it again. They keep talking about cutting the 82 game season and stuff like that. I don't think we need to cut the 82 game season. What we need to do, I think, if you since you got the play in, and you know what I'm about to say, since you have the play in, let's just cut the first round to the best of five
Yes, it never should have went
in
to.
the NBA playoffs.
It should have never went to seven.
Yeah, let's just cut the first round of the NBA playoffs to the best of five. Or if the top seed gets up to 3-0, series is done in the first round. I
Even
mean,
if it,
if we want to inspire guys to play hard, because the NBA playoffs are just entirely too long, in my opinion.
yeah, well, especially when they took it to 7 games, and then you have a lot of these, like the 4-5 matchup. In a lot of cases, the 4-5, the fourth seed and the fifth seed, y'all not winning the championship. Y'all just playing extra basketball, and they go 7 games,
Yeah.
holding up when they start the next round. Like,
Yep.
bring it back down to 5 games again. We don't. That's less
The
games.
first round.
Right? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Bring the first round back to 5 games. We already playing 82. That's more incentive for the favorite or whatever to go ahead and take care of business, so we can just get to the next round because we just want to play as few games as possible. I mean,
Yeah.
when we always reference, you see Big Homie in the background. We always reference, Michael Jordan '90s Bulls. They was playing like 114 games a year from preseason, regular season, and then in the playoffs. They was trying to get that shit over with. Don't
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
stretch it out.
I think the first Bulls championship was the year when they like did they only lose like 2 or 3 games
The
that
first
playoff?
year, the first year they lost one in the finals. They swept the East Finals. They swept the first round. Who they play? And they lost 2 games. They lost to the Sixers and they lost to the Lakers. They lost 2
Yeah.
games.
Lost
The
game
Sixers,
one in the finals to the Lakers and went on to get a gentleman sweep
that was
in
their
game five.
run. I think the year in '96 when they beat Seattle, I think they lost like 3 or 4 games in the total run.
Yeah. Um, I would
Mike
just
had
like to
golf.
see them say it again.
Mike had to get to his summertime golf. He wouldn't.
Yeah, Mike. Shout out Mikey. Making the news. Daytona 500 champion with a little bit of controversial celebration. I don't know if you saw
I
that, but I got I got I got some clarification there. On that particular picture, he was getting the ice out of the young kid's back. There was ice caught in the kid's shirt, and that thing went viral. But Mike doing it big. Not only is he the go to basketball, but during All Star Weekend, when all of the fuss was about All Star Weekend basketball, Mike found a way to make the news. Hey, guess what? I'm winning Daytona 500 championships now, so I'm still the GOAT. Anyway, um, yeah, just um, shorten that NBA first round of the playoffs, and that can solve some problems. I mean, in my opinion, I just think the NBA playoffs are too long. It takes over 3 months to play, and when you look at Major League Baseball, it's under like two weeks to a month, 2 3 weeks to a month. NFL football takes about a month. Um, NCAA basketball, college basketball takes about a month. College football takes about a month, and the ratings do pretty good with those two out of the three. But the NBA Finals, I mean, hell, we start on April Fools and we finish up right around Father's Day if we go all the way to the end. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's the timeline of the NBA playoffs. Just too long, in my opinion. So I will be concentrating more on college basketball because the college basketball is getting really, really good. I'm trying to get to know some of these new stars on the horizon that will probably be playing in the NBA one day. But in the next, I mean, we about what 2 3 weeks away from March Madness, so I'm gonna spend my time starting with tonight because there's some big matchups tonight. Your Michigan Wolverines are the number one team in the country.
It was
I think they
long
took
over.
care of UCLA over the weekend,
Yeah.
but they got a hell of a trip ahead of them because they go to Lafayette down at Purdue and they face Purdue, and then they got to go to Durham and face Duke at in Durham, North Carolina, at a Cameron Indoor Stadium. So the Wolverines at 24-1, um, get the number one ranking. I think didn't they start? What did they start the season out at number one and then they dropped?
No,
Okay,
they was never number one. They was always hovering. But this is the first time they've been number one all season. Like I was saying, this kind of long overdue because I thought they was a better team than Connecticut, and they've been behind Connecticut, UConn a lot during the year. They couldn't jump Arizona with them being undefeated, up until what they lost to Kansas. So I get why they couldn't jump them, but I thought Michigan was a more complete team than Arizona. But so well, we number one. It's right now.
yeah, 24-1. The Wolverines step into number one. Um, they're at Purdue, I
Tonight, right?
believe. Next, they got Purdue. Purdue's number six at 21-4. And then they go this Saturday, they take on Duke. And Duke is the number three team in the country. So they get rewarded with number one, but they got to defend the crown right away, just right off the bat. Just this is what I mean. The college basketball is heating up. So Michigan taking it on Purdue, and then they got Duke, and then tonight the Houston Cougars um, taking on Iowa State. Um, Iowa State is ranked number six in the country at 22-3. Houston at 23-2. So they have some tough matchups right off the bat. They got Iowa State tonight, and then they got Arizona. They're coming off two straight losses. They got Arizona on Saturday. So the top four teams: number one Michigan, number two Houston, number three Duke, number four Arizona. They're going to, they got some tough matchups this weekend. I mean, going into this weekend, Arizona at 23-2, coming off two straight losses to Kansas, and then I think they lost to Texas Tech. They lost at Kansas. Darren Peterson didn't play in that game. Much criticism going his way for him not playing. I mean, they say he was out due to illness. I don't want to question a young kid's health, but they did win that game. Kansas defeated Arizona to start that slide. Arizona go down to Kansas first and lose, and then they turn around and come home and lose to Texas Tech uh, um, over the weekend. They have BYU, and then they go to Houston. So
Is
there you
BYU
go. Say that again.
That BYU game tonight, because you know my boy AJ DeBancer, so I got to tune in.
I think that BYU, you got to check the date on that. I want to say that's either Tuesday or Wednesday night because the big marquee games tonight is Syracuse is at Duke, number 3, and then Houston is at Iowa State.
Okay, okay.
Those are the two big games tonight, and I believe that BYU and Arizona may be playing Tuesday or Wednesday night. You want to check that schedule, but I know Houston. They have Houston on Saturday. It's going to be a huge matchup. So between number 1, number 4, some huge matchups. That going into the weekend. Rounding out the top 5 is UConn at number 5. Like I say, Iowa State is number 6. Purdue at number 7. Kansas after a big victory, they're coming on strong. After a big victory against Arizona, they turn around and they lose to Iowa State at 19-6. Darren Peterson, I only think he came back against Iowa State against Iowa State, and I think he only scored like 10 points in that game. Then Nebraska's at number 9 at 22-3. Illinois just defeated Indiana, which was playing pretty good basketball. They're 21-5 with your boy Keegan Wagler. So 21-5 for the Fighting Illini at number 10. And I just want to mention, I think there's one team in college basketball that's still undefeated, and that's the University of Miami of Ohio, coming out of the Mid American Conference at 25-0. So that's the one Division One team that's still undefeated, and they're ranked number 22 in the country. Miami of Ohio out of the Mid American Conference. Um, some a big injury, and then I'll let you go. A big injury in college basketball with Caleb Wilson,
Yeah,
number 16 North Carolina standout freshman. He's out with a wrist injury, so he's out. I think I think he went out with that wrist injury against Miami when they lost that game after the big game after they had just knocked off Duke.
how you feel? Because I know Michigan got to make this trip to Duke. How you feel about that non-conference game happening so late into the conference schedule? To me, it kind of feel like a bit of a disadvantage because you locked in on playing your Big Ten. You working on seeding. They played this week. We like 2 weeks away from conference tournament, and then it kind of just like shifts the focus a little bit because you're not really playing this team or seeing this team with the same type of tendencies. Every other team in your conference, you're probably seeing them twice, right? So it's not a totally different thing. You got to go cross country, even though they playing in USC and UCLA anyway. But it just kind of breaks up the normal rhythm of what they have going. So how you feel about Michigan having to do that? Because we see this a lot with SEC football. They'll have playing a conference game, and then right before rivalry week, they'll play Jiffy State corn muffins or Detroit Trojans.
Dunk University.
Yeah, yeah. Like I don't necessarily agree with it, but I just wanted to get your take on it real quick.
Well, in my opinion, with me coaching youth sports, and it doesn't matter. We're selling tickets. Go out and compete because um I mean, this game is just as big as any conference game you can play. So your competitive juices should already be flowing. If you get what I'm saying. I mean, it's no different from going to play Michigan State at this point. The focus, the level of focus should still be the same,
But
in my opinion.
right, but I'm saying you got your team locked in. This is a Big Ten game. We got to beat them because conference stands. This is a big game, but if you lose it, it don't necessarily hurt you. Only in, I guess, the overall rankings when you're trying to get to the bracket, March Madness, it'll hurt you then. But it's not, you want your team feeling like, hey, it could be one and done. This is that time of the year. It's one and done time. And for you to play a big opponent like that, I think it kind of gives them a false sense of security. Because if we lose, then it just don't mean nothing. So then you might take that kind of.
No, 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 because let's think about it like this. You're going to play in Cameron Indoor Stadium, one of the most traditional arenas in college basketball. And if you go in there and you compete, let's say you lose by 5. No, you know, no harm, no foul. I mean, good competitive basketball game in a big time environment that in this day of one and dones and transfer portals, a lot of these kids won't have the opportunity to go into a Cameron Indoor and play that game. So for that's reason enough to be up for that game. If you win it, great. If you lose it, just don't get blown out. Don't get blown out. You're already going in at number one. If you lose, don't get blown out. That's my thing. Don't get blown out. Don't get overwhelmed by the Cameron crazies and the atmosphere. And it's going to be a tournament like atmosphere. It's a big game. It's just as big as any Big Ten game you could play during the regular season,
The only reason I
in my
wouldn't say
opinion.
it's not going to be like a tournament atmosphere is because it's not a neutral site game.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right.
Yeah,
It was a
that's
big game. It's just like any other Big Ten conference game. There's no other arena. And think about this. They're gonna go into Purdue, and they're gonna get tested at Purdue because that's not an easy place to go and get a win. And then you go from there to Duke. So playing at Purdue may not be playing in Mackey Arena may not be quite the same as playing at Cameron Indoor, but to have two road games back to back, it kind of set the mindset up. Okay, it's us against them
yeah.
totally. But you're going to Purdue, Big Ten game, and then you turn around that weekend, you got Duke. I'm going. Hey, I'm guarantee you it's going to be probably one of the biggest matchups in basketball. Period, NBA or college. So I'm game for it because think about it. When the 5-5 came in, I think they played against Michigan. I think it was maybe a December game
Yeah,
when
it
they
was
played
before conference
Michigan.
plays started.
And
Yeah,
then they were able to match up again in '93. They matched up again in the national championship game. This could
that
be
wasn't that the same year?
no in '92.
In '92, they lost to Duke in the final
Yes,
in the
yeah,
championship.
yeah.
I think they played them earlier that season at Chrysler Arena at Michigan, and it was a
Okay,
closer game than the championship. I don't think
okay.
they got a chance to run it back against them when
In
they lost.
'93
Yeah,
they
they
lost
lost
to
to
North
Carolina.
Carolina.
Yeah,
Okay, but you get what I'm saying. This game
yeah,
is probably one of the biggest matchups between Duke and Michigan since then. You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? So the fans deserve this. I give Michigan and Duke big time credit, kudos for even scheduling this game, no matter if it's December or February. And by being in February, both teams got to be up, amped, and ready because I think I'm willing to say that Michigan has played a tougher schedule than Duke up to this point anyway.
With the Big Ten, wouldn't we say that conference is better than the ACC this year?
That's what I'm saying. So I'm willing to bet. I'm willing to say that Michigan has played a tougher schedule, and I think they've already been to Michigan State and played on the road against Michigan State.
They won that
They're
game.
about to go to Purdue and play Purdue, and then hey, let's bring on the Blue Devils. Come on, let's get it done. I
Let's
mean,
bring
throwback game to the
let's
early
get the
'90s.
stars and
I'm
stripes
ready.
after
hey, hey, be ready to ball 24-1, Michigan, going against Duke. Now Duke has cute Syracuse tonight, and they can't get caught looking past. I'm thinking Duke. I'm figuring Duke will win that game handily, so they can't get caught looking
Who playing who?
past Syracuse. But
Oh,
Michigan definitely can't look past Purdue. Trying to get ready for Duke. I think the Purdue game will get the mindset ready for Duke. The Purdue game, Michigan Purdue, will get Michigan ready for Duke in Cameron Indoor Stadium. I think, hey man, just toss it up. Let's play the game. Let's toss
And
it
it's
up. Let's play
a
the game.
Monday,
Big time
Saturday.
matchups on Saturday.
It's a Monday, Saturday game. So they play Purdue tonight. So
No, they
they'll be
play
ready.
Purdue on Tuesday night.
Tuesday. Okay, my bad. Tuesday. So
Hmm
they'll have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, pretty much, to rest. They won't be coming in off of a Wednesday, Saturday, or when they play a Sunday, Saturday, Tuesday type of slate. So Michigan, Michigan should be rested, locked in. Duke plays tonight, so they should be rested and locked in. They don't have another game before that, right?
No, they got
Syracuse and then Michigan, right?
Syracuse. Yeah, it's just they got
Okay.
Syracuse tonight, then they got Michigan on Saturday.
Yeah. So
You can't squeeze another game in and not expect them two teams not to be tired when it comes. We want to be rested. We want to be sharp. I think both teams will be pretty sharp going into that game. Now, just don't get injured. Don't want any injuries. We want this game in either game. We want these games before and after to come away with no major injuries. Because,
we
like I just
shutting
said,
Cam Newton down.
Caleb Wilson, already out with a hand injury, and it's going to be sad because they've been speculating if he was even going to come back for Carolina.
I was thinking the same thing, and then I thought about Cooper Flag last year. Remember, he got banged up. I think he rolled his ankle in the conference tournament last year, but he
Yeah,
did end up playing in March Madness, probably
yeah,
because one and done. I'm not gonna
yeah.
get this opportunity again. Uh, so I don't. Depending on the severity of the hand injury for Caleb Williams, I think if he can come back and play just to have the experience, because we know he's going to the league next year.
Now, see, you did the same thing. That name just rolls off the tongue automatically. It's Caleb Wilson because I made this decision. I didn't
What I
make that
said,
bad.
Caleb Williams.
I didn't. Yeah, I didn't made it. I didn't made that mistake myself.
Because I'm thinking about Ice, man.
And to say that, and when you say that, Caleb Wilson is one of the guys that I wouldn't mind seeing go to Chicago. He's one of the guys that I would not mind seeing him go to Chicago. I think the kid like 6'8", 6'9", can do a lot of things, can shoot it, athletic, pretty good defensive player. I think Chicago can use a player like him. I would like to see him in Chicago. So you would have Caleb Williams
Yep.
being quarterback of the Bears, and you
Caleb.
have Caleb Wilson playing small forward for the Bulls, I would think. So, because
Hey,
that's about where I would project him at in the NBA. He's more like a small forward type guy.
if the
I like
Bulls,
that kid, Caleb Wilson out of North Carolina, freshman, one of the top freshmen in the country. Um, hey man, I think I covered everything unless you got something else.
hey,
Um,
if the Bulls get Caleb Wilson or my man AJ DeBonsa, I'm going to get an antenna so I can watch CHSN Chicago Bulls basketball and listen to
uh,
Stacey King.
yeah, nah, you can't do it on the antenna no more. You got to get
Oh,
the
they took
app.
it away. Ah.
Oh yeah, man, they took it away this season. They took it away late last summer, during the baseball season.
So I got to
And
get the
now you the CHS, what that for Chicago, what is it? CH,
CHSN. Yeah.
yeah, Chicago Sports Network. Yeah. You can't just put that plug the antenna up no more. You got to go actually get the app, or you got to call your cable subscriber, or something. They don't pay us for all this information, but I'm just letting you know.
Bring Sports Channel back
Yeah,
with Norm Van Lier.
man.
That's what I want.
And see, that brings up another thing. Since we were talking about the NBA, see all the streaming services, okay, and the big deal with the NBA with Amazon and I forget what other companies are. The big deal with NBC and
Prime,
Peacock.
not Prime.
Now, this is my thing. I'm gonna ask you this: I do not subscribe to Prime, especially because I don't shop enough on Amazon. And it's not enough. Like after football season, I can do without it. After football season, I can do without it because I'm not gonna. I don't tune into it for basketball. There's WNBA on there as well. Um, Peacock. I'm not going at this moment. I don't subscribe to Peacock because I want to see basketball, college or pro. It just, especially with the NBA, it's not enough to bring me there. And when ESPN and Fox, putting on so many great games on Fridays and Saturdays, even Sundays, I can wait. And I be honest with you, I'll catch up with a lot of these games on YouTube highlights because
Yeah, that's what I do because it's too many to watch.
yeah,
They all over the place.
you're gonna be spending all your money on subscriptions, and you're gonna have lose train of thought on where your money going. Well, I ain't playing that game. But the bottom line is the NBA is not enough for me to subscribe to Peacock or Amazon. Now, college basketball, NFL football, yes. College basketball, I think I get enough programming on Fox and ESPN,
CBS,
to
FS1.
CBS, just to to know enough about what's going on. There's so much more college basketball to follow. But on a random Tuesday night, Wednesday to Friday, I'm not tuning in to Peacock. I'm just being honest
Yes, I'm saying I'm
because
on the same.
because the product don't bring me there anymore.
Yeah, I'm on the same wavelength. I mean, it's it's challenging if you actually do want to go watch the game. Like, damn, I ain't even got Peacock. Our Thursday routine when we go over to the spot, we had the games on. But really, this year since they moved it over, it's like we always searching for the game, and we just kind of get tired of looking for it. So we end up watching hockey or something like that just because it's readily available.
Yeah. So I mean, maybe they'll win us over. I don't know, but NBA. Uh, I'll get with the NBA right around the conference finals, and I think I'm gonna stick to that. So I'm gonna keep up with the standings.
Yeah.
But college basketball is gonna take me for the rest of the month. Some interesting things may happen with the NFL free agency. You're getting ready for the NFL scouting combine, which I may be going back down there again to the NFL scouting combine
In
in
April,
Indianapolis. I got a buddy of mine. I went last year, and he was upset that I didn't ask him to go with. So if I go this time, I know I gotta hit up my man, one of the TaylorMade boys. Have him come down with me. Get that experience in. And I think the day I went on the day with the running backs and the quarterbacks, and I got there late. So I immediately knew I had to come back. So I think this year all goes well, I'll try and make it back. That's usually on a Saturday.
okay, all right.
Quarterbacks and running backs usually one of the last few days, and I think that's usually on a Saturday. So I may make it down to the NFL scouting combine. So I'm gonna leave it at that. But hey, college hoops gonna keep me going. You know, I'll get out and I go watch some high school basketball. The tournament's kicking off. The girls in Indiana State high school basketball tournament going on right now. The boys will be kicking off in another week or two, in about another 2 or 3 weeks. March Madness is upon us. Really, really short. I think we're a couple weeks away from that. Hey, it is what it is. We're gonna be watching the games, baby. And I want to get to know a lot more of these college basketball athletes getting ready for the NBA draft. Because as you say, your boy AJ DeBonza is your guy.
Yeah.
So right now I know AJ DeBonza, Cameron Boozer, Caleb Wilson, we talked about, Darren Peterson,
Yep.
Keegan Wagler out of Illinois. I think those are some of the top names, and I just want to get to know a few more guys. Get back to knowing who these college guys are, because there's so many that come and go so fast. They don't stay they don't stay at the same school. Some of them don't even stay in the college game long. That's my motivation to watch more college basketball. And starting tonight, got some huge matchups to get it kicked off. So, hey, thanks for watching. Now, we let you go again and we can get up out of here if you're interested. So you got Syracuse taking on Duke at Cameron Indoor. Houston is at Iowa State tonight, and both of those games on ESPN. They don't pay me to say that, but they're on ESPN. So I'm gonna be watching those two games tonight, getting ready, and then they're gonna be heating up for the rest of the week. So thanks for watching. Pen, what you got?
Hey, it's been real. We made it through All-Star Weekend. It's our first official week without football. We gonna be all right. Just tune in to
Yeah,
watch the game.
yeah, college basketball, baby. That'll take us through.
Yeah.
That'll take us through.
Hey, we out of here.